Before we say anything and do anything and talk about many other things, we all started from one beginning and we'll end up in the same beginning. So may I take this time to call upon Pastor Tau Bune. Please come and lead us into prayer.
Our gracious and loving eternal Father, thou art in heaven. God who was, who is, and who is to come.
It started already and cannot be changed. But the ending depends on what you do now, today, and all your given tomorrows. With that few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, our official welcome speech will be delivered by a former colleague, a former teacher, a former district planner, and one of the great friends of late Kenneth Vui. Let's welcome Mr. Kilabagi.
Come to me, all who labor and heavy burden, and I shall give you rest. Take up my yoke and learn from me, for I am meek and humble or lonely in heart. And you'll find rest for your soul. Yes, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall never be in need. Fresh and green at the pastures, where he gives me rest. My apologies to the dignitaries. If I am not able to mention your names properly, forgive me. If your surnames are not being mentioned, forgive me also. And if your titles are misplaced, forgive me, because that's the type of list that I had. Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. I stand on behalf of the political leader, Honorable Sir Dr. Pukatemu, District Administrator, CEO, Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Trevor Tararau, the administration staff of Abau District, and the family, acknowledge every individual who made themselves in person to officiate this very remarkable event, to witness the handover of the state body of late brother, friend, co-worker, Mr. Kenneth Vui, who passed on while serving the people of Abau in providing education services, not just half, but sustainably for the people and by the people. It's going to be a very lengthy welcome because of the number of people that came in. And therefore, on behalf of late brother Kenneth Vui, let me extend my words of thanks to Mr. Paul Aine, First Assistant Secretary, Teacher Education, Standard Inspection Division. Jeffrey Combill, Director, Standard Division. Ota Bimo, Manager Operations. Patrick Zlata, Assistant Secretary, Standard Inspection Divisions. Elizabeth John, SPA, Senior Professional Assistant, I believe. Elizabeth Corsi, Senior School Inspector, Basic Education, National Capital District. Patrick Dimok, Senior Schools Inspector, Basic Education Central Province. Douglas Abau Education Services, Iowa Omaru Standard Inspector, Basic Education Services hearing. Bona Kila Standard Inspector, Basic Education, Region number 1. William Wyan, Standard Inspector, Basic Education, Region number 2. Motolago, Standard Inspector, Basic Education, about 2. John Wuse, Education Services, National. Abau Kotopi, Education Services. Kala Eka, Education Services. Bilbao, Superintendent, Professional Central. Jerry Tamatai, I believe it was the CEO, but thank you for making your way here. Koilela. Margaret Mino, Executive Officer, Education Services Central. Grace Babone, Provincial Elementary Teacher, Training Coordinator Central. Anna Guni, Education Services. Jones Metasela, Education Services. Bagarapala, Standard Inspector, Basic Education, National Capital District. Idao Nesega, Standard Inspector, Basic Education, National Capital District. And Chris Goyobo, Education Services. Vitao Pocatao.
Friends, relatives, not forgetting one of our HR officer too, Jones, I nearly forgot him. Thank you. It is because of this great man that we are here today.
The Education Department, Province. Thank you, everyone. And those officers who stood up from your comfortable chairs to facilitate the process of handover to the family. As we have witnessed, the body of late Kenneth Vui now belongs to the family. Before we go down towards the closing remarks, reign of Reds is the next one. We'll start from the officers from the National Department, followed by officers from the Provincial Department, the district, and any other friends, relatives who have come along with something to lay on late Kenneth's casket. Thank you.
And we respect Kaliriwania, Mataparaway. Thank you. Some of you will return to Port Moresby to your various places you have come from. We want to say big thank you and wish you God's blessing. Last but not the least, we, the immediate family and relatives of late Mr. Kenneth Vui, want to say big thank you to God and you, Department of Education of the National Government and the provincial government and Abau District for handing over this body to us this afternoon. Thank you and God bless you.